If you're into your British loadouts and you love the SA80 and the L85, L86 models, then this one might be for you if you want something a little bit more modern, which is the Aries L85A3. So just like the other L85 models that Aries do, this one's bringing it a little bit more modern, in line with the A3 model. This is a sample, so what I will stress is this one has been in the UK for a long time. You're talking months and months and months. It's been floating around other retailers and other review channels like Airsoft Action and such. So I've just been waiting for it to come back in so we can take a look at it and I can have a play with it and see how I get on. What I will say straight off the bat, this isn't as heavy as their other models for whatever reason that might be. But is this more of the same, or is there some new features in here? We're going to find out. It's completely made of a metal construction, barring the grip and the cheek pad there, and obviously the butt pad too. It uses the Aries EFCS system. It's a bullpup configuration just like all other SA80 L85 models. The magazine it comes with is similar to what the newer RDBs are going to come with as well, which is their 130 round mid-cap magazine. You've got a key mod rail on the front here. Again, this could be subject to change, I don't know. I have heard that Aries were making a few improvements and changes before this releases, so by the time they come out, the proper retail versions, the information might be a little bit different, but as of recording it, and this is in front of me, all the information that I'm going to give you is hopefully going to be correct. So, flip-up iron sights, probably some of the ugliest flip-up iron sights I've ever seen, but if they work, then that's absolutely fine. You're probably going to put a rail on here or something, an optic on here, like a red dot sight, or a magnified optic. You've got plenty of rail space there compared to the older SA8 models, which just have the rail here. You can fit everything you want and it's all concentrically in line, which is good. You've obviously got rail space on the bottom and you've got key mod slots on either side. Now, this being an electric gun, it also has blowback, so as you fire it, the bolt cover reciprocates, gives it a bit more of a distinctive sound compared to a normal AEG, but you can obviously pull that back and you can reveal the hop wheel there to adjust your hop. The fire selector is found on the left side only. Yes, this is a lefty friendly gun. Mag release is found left hand side as well. You just press that, you can pull the mag out, slap it back in. R is repeat and A is auto, so semi-auto top, full auto on the bottom there. The safety is very much like other models of its kind. Push it from one side to the other, that's on safe, so you've got a white S, and then you tap it to the other side and you've got a red F there to make sure you know it's on fire. But it's not as heavy as the other Aries models, even the smaller like little AFV model that they did. With this one, however, the battery goes in the grip, so you've got very limited space there. This does favour a 7.4 LiPo. It didn't really like the 11.1 that we tried, which you'll see in the Chrono results, which I'll leave in. So when I chronoed it on 11.1 LiPo, it was like 320, and then it popped down, then it was 320, then it popped down, and that is because as we was firing it, the gearbox is not doing full cycles every other cycle, so it's doing a cycle, half, and that was playing around with the FPS output on the Chrono. Then you'll see that I switched it to a 7.4 LiPo battery. Once I switched it to a 7.4, it felt a lot better. Full auto sounded a lot cleaner as well. And then with the Chrono, it was 320, 320, 320, thereabouts. So we're going to go to the Chrono results right now. Obviously, if I've left that in, that's the explanation for it. We tried it on 11.1, it was a bit inconsistent when it went down to a 7.4. I imagine that's to do with the stonking barrel length you've got on this thing, which is, you know, right back here to here. They've probably fitted a fairly weak spring in the back here because of that, and on the 11.1 it's probably overturning. So that's the best thing I can think of. So we'll get to the Chrono test. 0.2 gram BBs, 7.4 LiPo battery in the grip, just use a small pet box battery, and here's the Chrono results, and then we'll come back on camera just before doing the accuracy test. So you'll see there, as we switch to the 7.4 LiPo battery, 322-ish, 325, a lot more consistent on the 7.4, and I think that's just because of the powered spring that they've got in here set from factory, because of the really long inner barrel length. You could like get some barrel attachments on here if you wanted to. Again, it's an Aries thread, so clockwise on there. They've put the thread right at the end as well, so it might look a bit weird. You could always, if you wanted to, find someone just to turn this down and make the barrel a little bit shorter. That's probably what I would do. Wouldn't look right, but you know, if you're going to have one of these, you're probably not going to fit a suppressor on the end anyway. So let's get to the accuracy test. 0.3 gram BBs. I did set the hop on this rifle before filming, just to let you know, because I wanted to get a feel for the rifle. And the two bullpups, I just thought, for the best of praise, let's set the hop to 0.3s at 40 meters, and then we'll do the 3 tests. 50 meters is the first test, easy peasy. Then we go back to 30 meters. Then we go to 40 meters, and then at 40 meters, as before, if I'm standing in front of the camera, I'm just below 40 meters because I'm trying to get the perspective right with the zoom on the camera. And then you'll see some different fine demonstrations of the blowback action as well. And we'll see how this thing does on a 0.3 gram BB, and then we'll be back on camera. In terms of features, it doesn't give you anything in terms of performance or better use of the rifle, but it does give you a bit of a better sound. So, being that it's so close to your ear, it just adds a little bit more of a distinct sound than anything else, but in terms of functionality, it does absolutely nothing for the rifle. Very nice indeed. Shot really well there, to be honest. The FPS and the full auto is nice and stable at that on that 7.4 volt LiPo battery. The pet box battery that I was using, because you've got quite a long amount of space here, but I was using a really short battery, but it's quite fat, which is why you'll see it sticking out at the end there. That's just for the demonstration preview. I would just use a slightly thinner battery but a slightly longer one to get in the grip. It's nice and convenient in the grip there as well. You haven't got to take the front end off. I imagine they've done it like that because all the wires won't be on show through the handguard, which is nice of them. Trigger feels good. Again, it's a micro switch trigger, so you've got no disconnect or no metal bars going from the trigger to the gearbox, giving you that weird squishy trigger pull. So it's nice and snappy. On full auto it's snappy as well. Easy to adjust the fire modes up and down. Magazine fed really well as well. The hop up responded well to the input for 0.3s, 40 meters. You know, I turn a little bit up. You've got a bit more to go there, so you could go a little bit, obviously more than 40 meters. It's just what we're limited to here. The grip is quite comfy. It is back heavy, but it's not as back heavy as other models out there. But with it in your shoulder, you're not going to notice anyway. It's very pointable, and you've got a hell of a long inner barrel length there, which is going to help in terms of your power. But obviously, to substantiate that, they fit a weak spring to get the FPS down. I would probably just bump that power up with a spring just slightly, just so it's about 340, 350, and then you're going to have make sure the piston's seated all the way forward on each cycle of the gearbox. But no, it shot really well. I was delightfully surprised with it. I didn't want to like it, but I ended up liking it. Which model would I choose out of this and the newer RDB? Let me just grab that for you. So in terms of length, the L85 is a little bit bigger. Which one would I choose? I mean, I'm going to go for the RDB, and I think you guys aren't surprised at that. As nice as the SA80s and L85s and whatever you want to call them are, you're going for a very specific loadout if you're buying one of these, or you're a massive fan of the British Infantry assault rifle. Very cool indeed, but for me, I like the modern stuff. The RDB is right up my street. A lot more polymer components on there, so it's obviously a little bit lighter as well compared to this. But if you've liked this, let us know in the comments down below. If you've hated it, let us know in the comments below. If you were going to choose one or the other, the RDB or the L85, let us know down below which one you choose. Would you choose the old tried and tested British infantry fighting rifle, whatever you want to call it? I'm not as clued up on my on my lingo of these SA80s, but I'm sure many of you out there will want to tell me. Do you want to go for a British loadout, or do you want to do the new hotness, which is the Celtic RDB? Let us know down below. Like and subscribe for more updates from us. Again, we do live streams every Saturday and sometimes on other days over the weekend as well. So if you've got any questions, you can jump on with us live and ask myself. You've also got Josh, who joins us from Airsmiths, and Corey. So between us, we've got quite a wealth of knowledge between us. So if you've got any questions about these or any other products on the website, just head onto the live stream on Saturday and let us know. We've got more interesting things coming to the channel, so keep an eye peeled for that. Whichever one will come out first, it'll probably be the RDB, then the L85, just before it releases here in the UK. So I hope you've enjoyed these collection of videos over the past week or so, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much for tuning in.